Chapter 1. I always thought my first lawsuit would be something cool. You know, like in those dramatic medical shows where the surgeon heroically bends the rules to save a patient and then gets sued for it. Instead, I'm being sued because some guy's idiot cousin insists I left a surgical instrument inside his chest, which I did not. And now, thanks to the absolute masterpiece of injustice, I'm sitting in a law office across from my so-called defense attorney. Daniel Carter, a man who looks like he was carved from granite and bad moods. His suit is crisp, his jawline could cut glass, and his eyes? Pure judgment. So, he says, his deep voice devoid of emotion, "You're the doctor in question." I raise an eyebrow. "And you're the grump in charge of keeping me out of prison?" His expression does not change. Not even a little. I sigh. Great. A human robot. He flips open his file. "Dr. Harper, I need the facts." No dramatics. "Oh, buddy, you're gonna be so disappointed." I lean back. "The facts?" "Okay. 1. I did not leave anything inside that patient. 2. This lawsuit is ridiculous. 3. You might actually be a vampire because I have yet to see you blink." Silence. Then he blinks. Ha. Victory. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem amused. "This is serious," he says flatly. "You could lose your license." His tone is so dry, I feel like I need lotion. I cross my arms. "I know that, Mr. Carter. But the accusation is absurd." "Then we'll prove it." He adjusts his tie, and I swear he does it with extra arrogance, like he just solved all my problems. Wow. What a revolutionary idea, I deadpan. "Proving I'm innocent. Why didn't I think of that?" He gives me a look. The kind that probably makes opposing lawyers cry. Too bad I'm not an opposing lawyer. I'm just a very stressed surgeon with no filter, and unfortunately for Mr. Emotionless over here, he's stuck with me, for now. Chapter 2. If I had to describe Daniel Carter in one word, it would be infuriating, or intolerable, or maybe mildly attractive, but in a way that makes me want to throw something at him. That's more than one word, but sue me. Actually, don't. I'm already in enough legal trouble. Right now, Mr. Legal Robot is sitting across from me, reading through my case file like it's the most boring thing in the world. "This is a weak lawsuit," he finally says. I resist the urge to throw confetti. Finally, some good news. But then, he looks up, his expression serious as ever. "But weak lawsuits can still cause damage." I roll my eyes. "You really have a way of ruining a moment, don't you?" "I'm a lawyer. It's my job." I lean forward, giving him my best attempt at a threatening glare. "And my job is to save lives. Which, I might add, I am very good at. I did not leave a surgical instrument inside my patient. This whole lawsuit is nonsense." "I know," he says simply. I blink. "You believe me?" "I believe in evidence. And based on what I've reviewed, there's no proof against you. That's all that matters." Well, that was almost a compliment, sort of. Maybe. Before I can respond, he closes the file and stands. "We'll meet again tomorrow. I need to go through hospital records, the plaintiff's medical history, and any witness statements." I frown. "Wait, that's it? No further interrogation? No cross-examination? No making me feel like a criminal?" He gives me a long-suffering look. "I don't cross-examine my own clients." "Oh, good. So the attitude is just a personality trait." He ignores me. Rude. I watch as he grabs his briefcase and heads for the door, all tall, broody, and lawyer-y. Just as he reaches it, I can't help myself. "Hey, Carter." He sighs, clearly exhausted by my existence. "What?" I grin. For someone who doesn't cross-examine his clients, you sure glare like you're about to put me on trial. His jaw ticks. Just slightly, and then he walks out. I'm taking that as a win. Chapter 3. The next morning, I arrive at Daniel Carter's law office fully prepared for war. Okay, maybe that's dramatic, but after yesterday's meeting, I've decided that if my emotionally constipated lawyer is going to be grumpy and intimidating, then I am going to be annoying and persistent. It's called balance. I push open the office door and march inside, ready to demand answers about my case. But instead, I almost crash straight into a coffee cart, and by almost, I mean I do crash into it. The cart wobbles. The cups shake. And before I can react, splash, hot coffee, everywhere on me, on the floor, and most importantly, on Daniel Carter's very expensive-looking desk. I freeze. The entire office freezes. Daniel, who is in the middle of reviewing documents, slowly looks up at me. His jaw tightens. His eyes darken. His entire aura screams, "I hate this woman." I clear my throat. "Good morning." He exhales very, very slowly, as if he's physically restraining himself from throwing me out a window. "Dr. Harper." I wince. "So, funny story. No story is going to make this funny." He deadpants. "Fared a woman, probably his assistant, rushes over with a million paper towels while Daniel grabs a handkerchief from his suit pocket like some kind of classy 19th century nobleman. I watch as he dabs at the coffee stain on his desk with the patience of a man reconsidering his life choices. I can explain?" I try to. He doesn't look up. "Can you?" "No." Silence. And then, just when I think he might actually murder me, he exhales and pinches the bridge of his nose. "Let's just get to work," he mutters. I blink. "Wait, you're not going to yell at me?" "No, no scolding. No long, dramatic speech about professionalism?" His eye twitches. "Dr. Harper." "Yes, sit down before I change my mind." Fair did I sit, but deep down, I know I just made his life 10 times harder. And honestly, that just makes me want to do it again. Chapter 4, if there's one thing I've learned in the past 24 hours, it's that Daniel Carter has the personality of an expensive leather briefcase, cold, professional, and completely incapable of having fun. I'm determined to fix that, or at least annoy him into showing some kind of human emotion. We're sitting across from each other in his office, and I'm supposed to be answering questions about my case. Instead, I'm staring at him, unblinking, unmoving, completely focused. Daniel, to his credit, lasts a solid 20 seconds before finally sighing. "What are you doing?" "Trying to figure out if you're a robot." His eye twitches. "Good. That's progress. Dr. Harper," he says in that unshakably serious voice of his, "this is not the time for jokes." Not a joke. It's a scientific observation. I tap my chin. "So far, the evidence suggests you have no sense of humor, no emotional reactions, and a severe allergy to smiling." He closes his file very slowly. "Do you actually want my help with this lawsuit?" he asks, "or are you trying to give me a migraine?" I grin. Can it be both? For a second, I swear I see the faintest hint of amusement in his expression, but then, poof, it's gone, replaced by his usual stone-faced seriousness. "Let's focus," he says, flipping through his notes. "We need to discuss the plaintiff's claims." I groan and drop my head onto the desk. "Can't we discuss something more interesting? Like how you haven't blinked in the last 5 minutes." I blink perfectly fine. I squint at him. Suspicious. "Prove it." "I don't have to prove anything to you." "Oh my God, you're actually a vampire." "I'm not a vampire." "Okay, but if you were, would you tell me?" He exhales deeply and rubs his temple. "I don't get paid enough for this." I smirk. "I bet you get paid a lot." He glares, which, frankly, is just more proof that he's incapable of normal human expressions, but fine. I'll let him win this one. For now, Chapter 5, after an hour of legal talk, most of which I barely understood, Daniel finally closes his file and looks at me like he's seriously reconsidering taking my case. I don't blame him. I am not an ideal client, but to be fair, he's not an ideal lawyer either. I mean, where's the dramatic courtroom passion? The righteous anger? The inspiring speech about justice? Instead, I got a man who barely blinks and speaks in monotone legal jargon. Tragic. "Do you understand everything we discussed?" Daniel asks. I lie. His flat stare tells me he does not believe me. Repeat it back to me. "Okay, rude. I clear my throat. Something about depositions?" His silence is loud. "And legal motions?" His eye twitches. I panic. "And you're definitely not a vampire?" A long-suffering sigh escapes him. "Dr. Harper," he says, voice dangerously calm, "this is serious. If we don't prepare properly, you could lose your medical license." Oof, that actually makes my stomach twist. I exhale and slump in my chair. I know. I just hate all of this. For the first time, something flickers in his expression. A tiny crack in the grumpy, robotic lawyer persona. Lawsuits are stressful, he says, softer this time. That's why you hired me, to handle it. I blink. Wait, was that reassuring? He goes back to his stone-cold expression immediately. No, I grin. It was. You totally tried to comfort me. I didn't. You did. I gasped dramatically. Is this character development? Are you, dare I say it, warming up to me? His jaw clenches. This meeting is over. I laugh as he stands, clearly done with my nonsense. You can run, Carter, I tease, but you can't hide from my charm. He mutters something under his breath, probably a prayer for patience, and honestly, that just makes this even more fun. Chapter 6, I have officially decided that Daniel Carter is my new favorite person to annoy. It's just so easy. One sarcastic comment. I twitch point one dumb joke. Deep sigh point one well-placed question about his ability to experience human joy. Pinches the bridge of his nose. It's like a grumpy lawyer bingo game, and I am winning right now. We're sitting in his office again, and I'm spinning in my chair while he reviews some documents. Dr. Harper. I stop mid-spin. Yes! His flat stare is honestly impressive. Must you? Must I what? Act like a child? I gasp dramatically. Excuse me, sir, but I am a highly respected medical professional. He doesn't even blink. You just got dizzy from spinning in a chair. Okay, he has a point, but that's not the point. I cross my arms. This is a very serious coping mechanism, okay? Do you know how much stress I'm under? He raises an eyebrow. And spinning helps? Maybe. His sigh is so long and tired. I almost feel bad. Almost. Let's focus, he mutters. Your deposition is coming up, and we need to prepare. I groan. Can't you just handle it for me? That's not how the law works. I wave a hand. I'm sure you can figure something out. You seem smart. He leans forward, resting his elbows on the desk, pinning me with the most exasperated look I've ever seen. Dr. Harper, he says slowly, do you ever take anything seriously? I pause, because actually, that's a fair question. I chew my lip. I do, when it matters. He studies me, and for the first time, I think he actually sees me. Not just as his chaotic client, but as someone who's genuinely worried about this case. After a long pause, he nods. Just once. Good, he says. Then let's get to work. Huh, maybe I just had a character development moment. Gross. Chapter 7, the morning of my deposition. I wake up with one goal. Do not embarrass yourself in front of Daniel Carter. Be why now. I've accepted that he sees me as a walking disaster in scrubs, but today I need to prove that I can be a responsible, competent doctor who can answer legal questions without making a fool of herself. Naturally, the universe has other plans, because 20 minutes before I'm supposed to meet Daniel at his office, I trip over my own feet and face plant into my coffee table. Yes, face. First, be why the time I arrive. I have a bright red bruise forming on my forehead and coffee-stained sleeves from my failed attempt to clean up. When I walk into Daniel's office, he just stares at me. His eyes trail from the bruise to the coffee stains, then back to my face, where he gives me the most judgmental, exhausted look of all time. I don't want to know. He finally mutters, "That's probably best." I agreed. He sighs, pinching the bridge of his nose like he's trying to summon patience from another dimension. Dr. Harper, he says, in his calm, terrifying lawyer voice, this deposition is crucial. The opposing attorney will try to discredit you, make you look incompetent, and twist your words against you. I nod solemnly. So, basically, they're you. His brow twitches. Excuse me? I grin. You know, with the grumpy demeanor and scary lawyer powers. He exhales sharply. I am not the enemy here. Well, yeah, but you're kind of terrifying. His lips press into a thin line. Do I need to remind you that I'm the only thing standing between you and financial ruin? Nope. I totally respect you. That sounded sarcastic. It wasn't. That sounded even more sarcastic. Okay, maybe I enjoy messing with him a little too much. Before he can scold me further, his assistant pokes her head into the office. Mr. Carter, your client's deposition is about to begin. Daniel turns back to me, eyes serious. No jokes. No sarcasm. Just answer the questions honestly, and let me handle the rest. I nod. Got it. He watches me for a second longer, then sighs. Try not to trip on your way in. No promises. Chapter 8, the deposition starts fine. And by fine, I mean I haven't said anything wildly inappropriate yet. Yet, Daniel sits beside me like a brooding storm cloud, while the opposing lawyer, a smug-looking man named Richard Hamilton, asks me questions in a tone that screams condescension. Dr. Harper, Hamilton says, giving me a fake smile, would you say you're an organized person? What kind of setup is this? I glance at Daniel, who gives me a look that very clearly says, answer carefully. I clear my throat. I would say, I try my best. Hamilton raises an eyebrow. Try your best? So, you admit that you may sometimes be disorganized? I blink. What kind of lawyer sorcery is this? Well, I mean, everyone has their moments, like when you misplaced a patient's chart last month. Wait, how does he know that? I stiffen. That was a small mistake. It was resolved within minutes. But still a mistake, he says smoothly, flipping through his papers. And isn't it true that you've had multiple workplace accidents? From the corner of my eye, I see Daniel slowly turn his head toward me. I force a laugh. Define accidents, Hamilton smirks. Like the time he tripped and knocked over an entire medicine card? I freeze. Daniel exhales deeply. Hamilton keeps going. Or when you accidentally superglued your gloves to a surgical tray? Daniel is now rubbing his temples. And let's not forget the time you got stuck inside a supply closet for 2 hours, okay? I blurt. Mistakes were made, but none of that is relevant to this case. Hamilton smiles like a shark who smells blood. Really? Because it paints a certain picture, doesn't it? A careless doctor. An irresponsible medical professional. Someone who, objection. Daniel's voice cuts through the room like a blade. For the first time, Hamilton looks slightly annoyed. Daniel leans forward, his grumpy lawyer aura at maximum intensity. Dr. Harper's minor workplace incidents have nothing to do with the lawsuit at hand. Unless you have relevant questions, we're done here. Why is that kind of hot? Hamilton hesitates, then sighs. Fine. No further questions. Daniel doesn't even look at me as he stands. Come on, Dr. Harper. Let's go before you accidentally set something on fire. Rude, but also fair. Chapter 9. The second we step out of the deposition room, Daniel turns to me with the look, you know, the one that grumpy dads give when their kids break something expensive. I brace myself. Here it comes. What, he says, voice flat and exhausted, was that? I blink. A deposition? He closes his eyes for a long moment, like he's debating whether dealing with me is worth his sanity. Then he opens them and stares into my soul. Dr. Harper, he says calmly, which is honestly more terrifying than if he'd yelled. You superglued yourself to a surgical tray? I cross my arms. In my defense, it wasn't my fault. He holds up a hand. Nope. I don't even want to know. I grin. But it's a funny story. No, Daniel, no, wow. So rude. We reach the parking lot, and I expect him to leave immediately, but instead, he stops and turns to me again, arms crossed. Oh no, he's going to do this serious lawyer talk. Listen, he says, tone firm but weirdly soft at the same time. The opposing attorney is trying to paint you as reckless. You cannot give them more ammunition. I shift uncomfortably. I know. Do you? He raises an eyebrow. Because I just watched you nearly hand them the case on a silver platter. Okay. Ouch. I bite my lip. I hate being put on the spot like that. I get nervous, and then I start rambling, and then suddenly I'm telling a room full of people about that one time I fell off a rolling chair in med school. Daniel stares at me. I sigh. That wasn't an invitation for judgment, by the way. His lips twitch, almost like a smile. Almost. Then he shakes his head and mutters, I have never had a client like you. Admit it, I tease, nudging his arm. I make your job more exciting. He scoffs. You make my job shorten my lifespan. Same thing. He shakes his head, but doesn't argue. Instead, he reaches into his pocket, pulls out his car keys, and sighs. Just try to stay out of trouble until our next meeting. I salute. No promises. He mutters something under his breath, probably a prayer for patience, and honestly, that just makes me grin even harder. Chapter 10. By the time our next meeting rolls around, I fully embraced my role as Daniel Carter's most frustrating client. I walk into his office 10 minutes late, holding 2 coffees, one for me and one for him, because I am a thoughtful, generous person, and also because I spilled my first coffee on my scrubs and had to stop for another one. When I enter, Daniel is already seated at his desk, reading through some very official-looking documents with his usual resting grump face. Without waiting for an invitation, I plop down across from him and slide the extra coffee toward him with a bright smile. I come bearing gifts. I announce. He doesn't even look up. You're late, he mutters, still focused on his papers. I wave a hand. Punctuality is a social construct. He finally looks at me, expression deeply unimpressed. That's not how time works, Dr. Harper. I gasp. Are you saying Einstein was wrong? His jaw tightens. That's not wow, Daniel. So bold of you to rewrite the laws of physics. He inhales deeply, as if praying for patience. I take a triumphant sip of my coffee. After a long moment, he finally just sighs, grabs the coffee I got him, and mutters, "This better not have sugar." I beam. I got it black, just like your soul. He pauses, then takes a slow sip. At least you got one thing right. Victory. Once he accepts his fate, Daniel goes into serious lawyer mode, explaining our next steps. We have a hearing in 2 weeks, he says, scanning his notes. The judge will review the motion to dismiss the case. I nod. Sounds good. He narrows his eyes. Which means you need to act like a responsible, competent doctor until then. I blink. You say that like I normally don't. He just stares at me. Okay, fine. Maybe I had a minor accident last night. Daniel groans. What did you do? I shifted my seat. I may have slipped on a puddle in the ER and knocked over a cart of surgical instruments. His head drops into his hands. It wasn't that bad. I insist. Only 3 scalpels hit the floor. He looks up so slowly, I almost feel bad. Almost. Dr. Harper. Yes, I have represented actual criminals with less chaos in their lives. I gasp. That is so rude. He leans back in his chair, takes another long sip of coffee, and mutters, I don't get paid enough for this. I grin. But aren't you having so much fun? He exhales deeply. No, lies. He totally loves it. Chapter 11. Daniel looks tired. Like, deeply, soul-crushingly exhausted. And to be fair, that's probably my fault. We're sitting in his office again, reviewing documents, when I accidentally drop a pen. No big deal, right? Wrong. Because when I bend down to grab it, I somehow hook my foot around the leg of the table, shift my weight the wrong way, and crash. The entire stack of case files goes flying off his desk. Papers everywhere. Daniel just stares. I slowly sit back up, hands folded in my lap like a guilty child. Okay, in my defense. No, his voice is flat. Emotionless. Dead inside. I wince. It was an accident? He closes his eyes for a long moment, probably mentally calculating how much he charges per hour and whether it's worth dealing with me. When he finally opens them, he glares. Dr. Harper, he says, voice eerily calm. Are you physically capable of existing without causing destruction? I pretend to think. Statistically speaking, probably not. He exhales. Deeply, would it be unprofessional, he mutters, mostly to himself, to charge you extra for emotional damages? I gasp, offended. Wow, Daniel. And here I thought we were bonding. He pinches the bridge of his nose. You thought this was bonding? Well, yeah. I gesture between us. You tolerate me more now. That's practically friendship. He just stares at me, like he's debating whether to argue or just accept defeat. After a long pause, he mutters, I need stronger coffee. After we clean up the mess, okay? After Daniel cleans up the mess and I pretend to help, he rubs his temples. Can you please go 1 week without injuring yourself? I snort. Oh, you sweet, naive man. He does not look amused. You have a hearing coming up. The last thing we need is you showing up with a broken arm or something. I wave a hand. Pfft, that's never happened. I paused, Daniel's eyes narrow. It has happened, hasn't it? I cough. Define broken arm, he groans. I grin. Because at this point, messing with him is just too fun. Chapter 12 Daniel Carter has officially reached his limit. And honestly, I may have given him a slight heart attack this morning. Okay, fine, a major heart attack. But in my defense, it wasn't my fault. Entirely. It all starts when I very casually stroll into his office, wearing a neck brace. Daniel looks up from his paperwork, freezes, and just stares for a long time. Finally, in a voice so dangerously calm it could power an entire horror movie franchise, he says, "What happened?" I shift awkwardly. Funny story, no. Not funny. Not funny at all. He sets his pen down very carefully, like he's afraid of stabbing something, possibly me. I clear my throat. So, I might have slipped on a rogue ice pack in the hospital break room. Silence. Absolute, deadly silence. Then, Daniel leans back in his chair, exhales sharply, and closes his eyes. I swear he is actually praying for patience. When he finally looks at me again, his expression is half pure exasperation, half existential crisis. Dr. Harper. Yes. I don't think I've ever met someone who requires a lawyer and a full-time medical team just to survive daily life. I gasp. Wow. Rude. His eyebrow twitches. Do you understand how bad this looks? You're in the middle of a lawsuit, and you keep showing up looking like you barely escaped a cartoon-style disaster. I open my mouth. He holds up a hand. No. Don't even try to explain. I don't want to know. I snap my mouth shut. Then, after a long pause, I grin. So, does this mean I get a discount on legal fees? His jaw clenches. Get out of my office. I laugh. See you at the hearing. And just like that, I escape before he throws something. Chapter 13. How to date your lawyer without making him quit. So, fun fact, Daniel Carter is a really good kisser. Like, shockingly good. Which is why I'm currently slightly dazed. Sitting across from him at a fancy restaurant, trying to process the fact that we're on an actual date. Did you hit your head again? Daniel asks, eyebrow raised. I blink. What? You're staring at me like you've forgotten how human interaction works. Oh, right. I quickly shake my head. No. I wave a hand vaguely. Processing. He takes a slow sip of his wine. Processing what, exactly? I lean forward. The fact that you're willingly spending time with me. In a romantic capacity. His lips twitch. Is that so shocking? I narrow my eyes. You used to look like you wanted to file a restraining order against me. He exhales. That was before I realized resisting you was pointless. I grin. So you're saying I wore you down? Completely. I beam. Mission accomplished. Dating Daniel is an experience. For one, he's still a grumpy, no-nonsense lawyer. For another, he's oddly sweet when he thinks no one is looking. Exhibit A. This morning, I wake up to exactly one text. Daniel, try not to get injured today. Me. Wow. So romantic, Daniel. That was romantic. I could have just texted, don't be a disaster, but I held back. Me. You're such a sweetheart. Smiling face with hearts, Daniel. I regret everything. He so doesn't, and I so win. Chapter 14 Daniel Carter is not a fan of PDA, which is why I make it my personal mission to change that. Stop looking at me like that, he mutters as we walk through the hospital corridor. Like what? I ask innocently, like you're about to do something ridiculous. I gasp. Wow, the lack of faith. He gives me a pointed look. Am I wrong? I plead the fifth. Instead, I casually slip my hand into his. Daniel stiffens. His whole body goes rigid, like he's just been told his worst nightmare has come true, which, apparently, is holding hands in public. I grin up at him. Relax, Mr. Lawyer. It's just hand-holding. He grumbles something under his breath, but doesn't let go. Progress. Later that evening, we're at my apartment, watching a movie. Correction. I'm watching the movie. Daniel is reading legal documents because, apparently, relaxation is illegal for him. I poke his arm. You know, normal people just watch the movie. He doesn't look up. I'm multitasking. I poke him again. But it's date night. He finally looks at me, sighs, and sets his papers down. There. Happy? I beam. Very. He shakes his head, but when I rest my head on his shoulder, he doesn't complain. In fact, he leans in a little, and that's when it hits me. Grumpy Daniel Carter is actually kind of soft, at least, when it comes to me. Epilogue. How to accidentally fall in love with your lawyer. So, let's recap. I hired a grumpy, no-nonsense lawyer to help me with a lawsuit. I annoyed him into oblivion. I somehow tricked him into dating me, and now, I'm staring at the man who used to look like he wanted to throw me out of his office, and he's watching me like I personally invented the sun. Wild. We're sitting on my couch, eating takeout, when Daniel suddenly says, "You know you're the most exhausting person I've ever met, right?" I grin. You say that like it's a bad thing. He sighs, but there's zero actual annoyance in it. In fact, he pulls me closer, kisses the top of my head, and mutters, "You're lucky I love you." Wait, did he just... I jerk my head up. What did you just say? Daniel immediately freezes. I swear, I can see the exact moment he realizes what just came out of his mouth. His eyes go slightly wide. His lips press together. His entire soul leaves his body. Nothing. Oh no. You definitely said something. He clears his throat, visibly dying inside. I meant, oh no. Don't even try to walk that back, mister. I poke his chest. You just dropped the L word. His jaw clenches. I take it back. You can't take it back. He groans, drops his head back against the couch, and mutters, "I hate my life." I beam. You love me. He glares. Shut up. You love me. I am literally considering a restraining order. I laugh, tackle him in a hug, and refuse to let go, because Daniel Carter is doomed. And now, he's mine. The end. Sparkling heart sparkles.